Focus Media here with Demarte Pena. Demarte,
How you doing, man?
so great having you allow us to come into your gym.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, yeah.
It has been a long time coming, and I think one of the things that you and I have been talking about for a while is the recent court of arbitration for sport ruling against you.
Yeah.
4 years ineligibility to fight. Obviously, it's less now, but 4 years since date of supposed infringement, violation. We spoke a little bit offline about that over the last couple of months, and right now you feel it's time that you want to speak out to all those people that have been trash talking you. Give your side of the story, and that's what this opportunity is all about. So the bottom line is it's 4 years. There's a heck of a lot that goes into it, and we'll talk about that now. But just to break it down for the people that don't know that much, May 2017, an independent doping hearing panel found that you were guilty of violating Article 2.1, but they found that it was not intentional.
Yes.
Okay, and as a result of that, they gave you a slap on the wrist, they reprimanded you and said, there's no further period of ineligibility, you can carry on fighting. As a result of that, your fight against Ishad Sayed, the title fight, was made a no contest, and then that was reversed by, as a result of this finding. The big problem was that July 2017, WADA decided, no, hold on a second. Okay, we are going to appeal that original decision in the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and let's call it 8 months later, okay, we're talking March 2018, you finally got your so-called day in court. Okay, the appeal took place here in Johannesburg, and what they found is essentially that there was, in terms of the violation, that you could not prove that there'd been no intent to dope. So as a result of that, the outcome was very, very simple. They turned around and they said, very simple, you've got a 4-year ban, you've got to pay back all purses, all prizes, your record needs to be cleaned out. On top of that, there's a 50% costs order for you, plus another 3,000 Swiss francs that you had to pay for the legal fees.
That's correct,
Big question. Did you do it?
I think the most important thing is that the narrative hasn't changed, and what people must understand that I wasn't the only athlete that happened to. So there was another Biogen athlete that was using the same product, and he also got that same finding.
He's a cyclist?
Cyclist, that's
correct.
correct.
Gordon Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Also 4 years?
Also 4 years, and we had the hearing in the same day, in actual fact. I just feel that this whole process just showed me that, I've had my day, and I had my hearing with SAIDS, and what happened was, and it was fine. When Gordon Gilbert and myself, we were trying to go to Biogen, and we spoke to them, look, your product caused this, so we need some kind of remuneration for what had happened to us. So the owner of Biogen, and all I'm saying is facts, so I'm not creating anything, he told him, after they appealed my case, said, no, you just relax yourself because they're going to appeal your ruling as well. Then we wondered, how did he have all this information? And Biogen was so involved in this process. They basically knew everything that was going on with the appeal. The day of the hearing themselves, they were there with the WADA prosecutor as well. I mean, everything was just so messed up. And when we were trying to get experts to prove, because their product is contaminated, that's a fact. If you use that product and you get tested, you're going to get flagged because there's an androsten there, and it's a fact. So once that was concluded, now they're saying no, that won't cause that type of finding. They're not saying that product, if you use it, you're not going to get a ban because.
Okay, but can I stop you there? I just want to ask a question, just obviously in the interest of fairness. You've been a Biogen athlete for a while now.
That's correct, yes.
Sorry, let's call it prior to 11th of November 2016.
Yes, I have.
You were a Biogen ambassador.
Yes, correct.
You've been using their product for a number of years.
Yes, I have,
It's on record that you're one of the tested, most tested EFC athletes on the roster.
That's correct,
And never before had the use of those Biogen products.
Not that specific one.
That specific one.
There was
other products you'd gotten through.
That's correct.
And were you using this product for the first time in preparation for this fight?
Yes, I was, and I'd been using that product for a few months, but I wasn't fighting. Before I'd fought, I think I used that product for wow. And I got tested in that year, in the beginning of the year. And then I got a new contract with Biogen. Then I was using Biogen, and it was never something that you're trying to hide, you know. So, you know, so.
Okay, so I interrupted you. Back to where you were with regards to Gordon.
Yeah. So Gordon, what was he saying there?
Just with regards to the fact that Biogen had all the facts.
Yes, they had all the facts, and that same day they, when we had the hearing, they were there talking to the guy. I mean, everything just seemed so off. You know what I mean? Like when you know that at the end of the day, they just have more money. Because when we were trying to get experts to prove that this is what it was, we approached everyone here in South Africa, and one way or the other, they were connected to or knew somebody that, because it's a huge pharmacy and probably the biggest in South Africa. We just couldn't get anybody to help. We went, we tried to get experts overseas, and just to talk to them, 2,000 euros, you know, it's just so costly. And people don't realize that and how much money I had spent already in the initial hearing. So I got to a point where it's that how much more money am I going to spend? And at the end of the day, I still have a family. You know, it got to a point where I just couldn't fight these guys. And what I came in with these massive experts, they got $30 million budget yearly. We just got beat because we didn't have the right experts. Simple as that. We've had many articles that we brought to the day of the hearing, proving that using that type of dosages and those other steroids on it, it will cause you an adverse finding. But just because we didn't have an expert to back us, and also the what the prosecutor was saying, yes, that is true, but that article was a few years ago, and things have changed, and the companies have cleaned up themselves. But he's a Swiss guy, doesn't know Africa at all. There's no regulation here in terms of supplements. It's not like a medical board where if you supply medicine where it has to be tested. So there was a lot of things that I felt that we were truly mistreated. And obviously people are going to say, no, he's going to say that because of 1, 2, 3. But at the end of the day, what happened in the initial hearing should have stuck. And I feel that we pissed off the wrong people that have more money than us and came back for us. And we see now what's the consequence.
One of the big reasons why I wanted to talk to you in terms of reading the 48-page 48-page Court of Arbitration for Sport ruling.
Yes.
On at least 2 occasions, you make reference in the build-up to the final hearing that Biogen had requested that you keep quiet.
Yes.
In fact, on page 27, I think it is, of that final report, you specifically state that Biogen offered you 100,000 rands to not say anything.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm assuming you've got all your ducks in a row. This is the big piece for me. Why, if Biogen is there in support of their ambassadors, why would they want you to keep quiet if their supplements are 100% above board? And more importantly for me, from a water point of view, it seems as that
completely disregarded.
Absolutely, totally disregarded in terms of your hearing.
But also, the reality is this. I think what they're trying to get to is that they want people to forget that their products are contaminated, first and foremost. So that's why they wanted to make sure that even when when this had happened, right, then someone suggested that we test the products to see if it's the products, because it can only be that. Once it came out, the guy was basically saying, don't even go there.
Biogen was telling you, don't even go there.
Don't even go there, and that drought of your product was contaminated or whatever. So it was like, don't even go there. Then what was it? And he told me that they had tested the products before they were contaminated, and we went like, okay, Sanders, help us.
Okay, so we know there's a storyline here behind Biogen. We understand that, and I think someone needs to get to the bottom of that. But that being aside, we're talking Demarte Pena. You've been slapped with that very, very heavily fined. Can I put it that way? In terms of an ineligibility for 4 years from the date of the incident, which is the 11th of November.
Not the incident.
No, of the test, the initial test, 11th of November 2016.
But now the period starts now from date of the. So
Of
they
the final
didn't. They
reading.
didn't even give me that privilege of starting then. So it didn't start. The period didn't start in November then.
It now starts from the date
Now.
of this final. Okay, so that means you're not fighting ever again. Not
No,
professionally. Well, not for a while. You're going to be a really old guy by the time you start fighting again.
But like I said, it's not over.
Okay.
You know.
When you say it's not over, what's the Demarte Pena doing about it?
So we managed to get a hold of a few other experts that obviously disagree with what had happened, and we're just trying to get the funds together. And the biggest thing that
When
we
you say
wanted
we,
to do,
is it you and Gordon?
myself and we, I speak of my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I refer it as that, and obviously Gordon as well. What benefits me benefits him. We, as a lady back in Israel, and the thing that we want to do, I want to officially retire, because if you don't retire and you want to do that test that we mentioned in that hearing, where you are able to test yourself and use the products to see that it's going to get that same result. That's ultimately what we wanted to do. So I don't have to officially retire. My ban would actually stop if you retire, and when you come back into competition and restart and you finish off what was left of. In order to be able to do that, and a few other docs were willing to do that. I don't know if you knew that. There was three other docs that were willing to put themselves through taking those products, but we just never had the time. And also, one of the lawyers, they didn't want that to happen. They said no, it was too late.
Yes, there was all sorts of excuses in those 8 months.
Yes, we didn't have the money.
You could no longer
Provide new evidence.
Correct.
We just didn't have the money, and we were fighting these giants. I mean, these people, they banned Russia. So who the hell is Demarte Pena, you know? So I think I'm gonna play the long game with this. Make sure that I have the right funds, and I'm better off prepared going forward, you know? Because that first hearing was very exhausting mentally and financially. Then now to get the news that it's gonna be the second time around, man, it was so proper. Sorry for my fuck up, you know what I mean? You face the story, now coming with this other story. So I think I was just not prepared, more financially than anything, to be able to prove myself, and eventually it's gonna come right again.
So you mentioned retirement. Are you officially retiring?
No, I'm not as of yet. When we're ready to do the test, so I'll have to officially retire and be able to do that. And I don't know, then you get tested, I think, for 6 months. Then you can come back.
So you're using this period to wind down that 4-year clock?
Yeah, not necessarily, just to get some funds together and be able to come back and do this. Because when you know, doesn't matter how long it might take, but fairness is fairness, and the initial narrative stands. And that's why Bajan now, they emailed me and they say no, they want to file for defamation because we didn't.
What? And that's not threatening you?
Last week they gave me 14 days. It ends now tomorrow. Because they say they want, either we have to pay back the money that they've given me for the sponsorship, and there's also a case of defamation. Defamation of what? You know what I mean? It's you. I've spoken to Bajan plenty of times, and they've agreed that they never told me no, our parents would never do. You know what I mean? Which defamation is that? If at every single stage I've always said what I believe to be true. I never created any. I didn't just say no, your product. I tested the products at the lab through SAID. So I never said anything. So I think they got the money and they just want to show their power.
Fear factor stuff.
Yeah. So it is. I mean, if you look at life, it's like that. The corporates, they run this thing. You know, they got the money. Who are you? You're just an individual. So
let's talk about the knock-on consequences. So as a result, you obviously at the end of last year decided that you were going to be taking a period of sabbatical.
Yeah, that was specifically because I knew the hearing was coming.
Okay.
And I wanted to be able to handle that without having to think, okay, I'm going to fight, I'm not going to fight. They wanted to have the hearing a month before the fight. So I had fight the second fight. And we tried to just see if we can get it after. And going to that fight, imagine you're fighting and you still have a hearing going on. And it's like
in the back of your mind the whole time.
You know, but for me it was very important for me to have that fight, just to have that, you know what happened, but we fought man to man and I still beat you. You know what I mean? That was very important for me.
So I mean, I know on social media is talking about the fact that the records now must be clarified and cleaned up. The knock-on effect. Loss of sponsors.
Yeah.
You had, I believe, a very good setup with EFC, doing a lot of commentary, doing a lot of interviews.
Yes.
That I understand has come to an end.
Yes, but they knew of this appeal and we've been buddies, so.
All of a sudden.
No, only now that it obviously happened, but someone always tells me, when you win, people treat you differently. When you lose, people treat you differently. So this has been a loss, obviously, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, they made a business call, but...
And it's a justifiable business call. I mean, you have a negative finding against you. In true business sense, good businessman doesn't want to be associated with that. I'm very sure that when this appeal process goes through, and you do find yourself on the winning side of things, the roles will be reversed. But I suppose right now...
Yes, and also I think the biggest thing, like we were talking about that other guy that posted initially, saying, no, it happened again. And I mean, people are just too lazy to actually, like you say you've read that a few times and you understand better, but the general public, they look at one thing, they never even search, and even one, because no one really gives a shit, you know?
And no one's actually asked your view on it. This is the first time you're actually talking about it.
Exactly. And people always make, and there was that screenshot that he put out that I felt the thing again. And I'm not a stupid guy. So in the second fight, I made sure that all the stuff that I'd done before prior to Biogym, that's what I did, and it worked for me throughout. So I made sure that part of my life wasn't there anymore. So everything worked out well. I got tested in that fight, clean 100%. I'm a clean athlete. I believe in being clean and being hardworking, and absolutely. So, it's just unfortunate. The unfortunate thing was me being sponsored by them.
Well, I think time alone will tell. We wish you luck in terms of your appeals process.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll continue watching the story, and we'll continue doing what we can to try and get to the bottom of what we think is a bit of a Biogen cover-up. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, I have really good fans, and they followed me for so long, and they understand the kind of person that I am. And it's never over, I'm feeling good, and things are gonna go well. People must never believe that life is always gonna be perfect. We have setbacks, and we come back from them. And I feel good. I'm focusing a lot on my family. But it's gonna come right, and one day the people are gonna be like, oh yeah, he was right. And I was like, yeah, I told you. So wait for it, So that's how life is.
Well, Demarte, thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you.